All right, so it's 11 o'clock in the morning here on the East Coast, and thank you, Sarah Birchfield, for joining us at 8 a.m. from Arizona. Um, if you're on the call, please mute yourself so that we don't have any background noise. We are going to record this because there are going to be other people that are watching. Sarah's going to talk to you about her idea and share that with you. At the end, we will have time for questions and answers. So if you can not interrupt her while she's talking, that'll be much more helpful than having the interruptions, because it's really hard to present when somebody's asking you questions and you kind of get derailed. So I have to tell you that probably 5 years ago or so, I walked into a retreat that Pauline Livermore was doing out in Utah. And you know how you just meet somebody and instantly connect, and you just have that immediate bond? That's what happened with Sarah and I. We just ended up sitting next to each other at one of the trainings, and there was just that instant connection. And 2 weeks ago now, when I was out in Arizona, I knew that I had to see her because she lives right there. You know, I get to see everybody at conference, but I don't get to be with them and have that personal connection. So Sarah came to the hotel and picked up Carla and I and took us to this tiny little Mexican restaurant in Old Town Scottsdale that I would never have found, let alone walked in as a tourist. But the place was adorable and the food was incredible. And while we were having our amazing dinner, we were talking about business, of course, and Sarah mentioned this idea of what she's doing with her virtual parties. And I was like, oh my gosh, Sarah, that's such a great idea. And then the more I thought about it through the week, you know, while I'm supposed to be relaxing by the pool, I was like, oh my gosh, we need to share this. So I asked her and she said, absolutely. So I am excited for you to hear how simple this idea is, how duplicatable, but yet mind-blowing that we've never thought to do it this way. So Sarah, take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Robin. And I'm so excited to be with you guys this morning. So in end of 2018, start of 2019, I was just kind of evaluating, my business and different things that I wanted to do for 2019. And one of the things that I wanted to do, I have a personal sales goal that I aim for every single month. I wanted to up that. But I also, I do a lot of cooking shows, but I also didn't want to leave my house more. And so I wanted to be able to, bring in that extra income, but also the thought of running multiple virtual parties a week with my cooking shows. And it just seemed really overwhelming to kind of balance it all with my schedule and everything. And so, I kind of started thinking about this idea where, we've done all these mega parties, right? Where people are like, oh, mega party, let's do it for the organization. Let's do this. And I'm like, why not a mega party a week for all of my hosts? Because I love to do live videos. And so trying to get live, if I had 4 or 5 virtuals going a week, I was trying to go live in all my virtuals. And then I was trying to share it onto this, group and that group. And I just found it that when you had those hosts that didn't necessarily add enough people, or enough people got into the group, that you just really weren't seeing as much participation as you really wanted. And then Facebook made all the changes with people seeing things and having to click OK to join. And so in my head, this kind of solved a lot of problems for me. I only had to man 1 group a week. I could have multiple hosts. I could get more participation, and my host could still have a great party, even if she was kind of I don't know, lame in the participatory section, because her friends are still getting participation from my other hosts and my other guests, and the likelihood that people would see more because more people were doing things was going up and up. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to try it for a couple months and see how it goes. And you guys, I have been absolutely blown away with the way that this has been working out. And so basically what I do is I just, I have my day of the week that I start my parties, and I usually start setting them up on like Wednesday, Thursday, and so that everybody is in the group by Friday, and we're, getting things really going by Friday, and then just kind of run it. So I do like 2 pre-party and then like 5 days of like, or 4 days of regular party and then my like wrap up day. But I try to go live one day. As far as host coaching goes, I do like just a group chat with my hosts for the week, and I give them, a tip and a task for each day. At the very beginning, I just explain how this is going to work. Real big in like some of my first information that I give them, I just let them know you're never going to share your personal party link on the group page. Like that's a big no-no. And so in most posts when you're just doing one party, it'll say like, ready to order, and you put like your party link, or, you put your party link in so many posts a day. All I put on there is ready to order, message your host or me for a link. And, people will comment like, where do I find a link? I need a link to order. And then I just message them, or I'll say like, I'll tag my host to message them. I try to do 2 participatory posts like a day. So I'll have 2 of my hosts post like that day. Obviously, if my other hosts want to post something else, absolutely. The more they participate, the better. But at the minimum, I'm going to say like, like in my group chat, I'll just, tag host A, and then I'll tag, and I'll give her the post and say, hey, at some point today, can you post this? Hey, at post B, host B, can you go ahead and post this? We just want to get people talking and, participating, and we just kind of go from there. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And my goal was just to have try to do 4 parties a week, because I was like, well, shoot, if I, each party is like 500 in sales, which obviously, I want it to get a higher show average, but I'm like, that's an extra 2,000 a week if, I, can kind of average that. So that's kind of what I've been working on. So, yeah.
The other thing that was really smart, and I don't know if you said that, sorry, that was a doctor's office call. Of course they call when I'm in the middle of this. But what you said to me, Sarah, was what you do normally is fill your four a week in the month. And then if there's overflow, you can go back and add a 5th one here, or a 5th one here, or a 5th one here. So you really have unlimited.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You could literally do as many as your week can hold, or, like we still have 11 days in the month. I was just listening, to Nancy Joe's thing that she did yesterday about the help with cancer. And I'm like trying to brainstorm, like, how am I going to, maybe do my one of those. But literally if I did that for my team and I'm still running my 1 mega party, I'm still only running 2 parties this week. And so I really loved that, because it like if I was running my 4 or 5 parties and then I was trying to take on a mega show and wrap up the month and do my cooking shows, like that'd be a little bit more than, I'm wanting to handle. But running 2 shows, so I think have like a minimum that you want to fill for the week, and then move on to the next week. And then once you get your month full, if they're like, oh, I still want the special, then you can always add. I did up to 7 before. And you guys, all it meant was there was way more participation and I had more hosts to post. And so I think I saw somebody ask what I name it.
Yeah.
So I just a theme, like for the first few months of the year, I was calling it like whatever the new theme was, the new year, better you, online only pampered chef mega party or something like that. I always do, like, so that I can determine my difference, I always do 2 emojis, like at the front and the end. So then when I like sync it up and do all that thing, I'm not looking for the week, I'm looking for the flower, or I'm looking for the bee or something like that, so that I can easily just jump on and go, oh, yep, this week is the bees. Okay, that's what we're doing. And then I put my dates at the end. So, excuse me, whatever the start date is and whatever the end date is, you know, so mega party 5/12 through 5/20. Just made up some dates.
I mean, are you guys as blown away as I was, or was it just me? Okay, I'm seeing head nods. Thank goodness. I thought it might have just been me. But, you know, we do mega parties for our whole teams. You know, we've all done that, but I've never thought about combining my own hosts into one mega party.
Well, and I find too that it really helps them encourage each other along, you know, like in the group chat and stuff like that. Like, oh, hey, Robin, I'm not going to be able to post until later tonight. Do you mind posting your post earlier in the day? Or, you know, how close are you to your next goal? Or, you know, and that's one thing, like there's a few things that I've been working on. So obviously when you just have like one person, you know, one group, you can go through and be like, okay, well, we've got 10 people going, but, you know, we need to add some more. That's the only thing. Like, you can go through and you can look at like your members and see who invited them, like, and be able to kind of see, like, I'll just do a quick scan, like how many friends, you know, Tammy has, or how many friends so has, you know, so that I'm not necessarily, you know, and just see like, okay, it really looks like most of the people belong to host A, B, and C. It looks like host D doesn't really have that many friends. So just quick scan, doesn't take that long. Going through the like reminders and stuff like that, and then just saying to host D, like, hey, you did a great job. Like, let's send out the link to a few more people so that you can, you know, get a few more people that are seeing your posts and things like that. And, you know, and I private message all of my hosts their personal party link. Okay, I see a couple of questions here.
Yeah, that's okay. Go ahead.
And so there was a couple other things that I wanted to tell you guys that I was thinking of. So that's kind of how I handle, and then add in the group message, I'll be like, okay guys, our goal, because my goal is for them to each have like 20. And so give or take. So like, I'm like, okay guys, we're up to like 60 people that are in our group. We need to get up to, you know, like 80, let's keep it going, you know, so I'm encouraging them. So even if that means one of the other hosts gets more people in there, that's okay, because my average system of, you know, this host show might be 900, hers might be 400, you know, kind of works like for my sales, like for the week. And so it kind of all, kind of just works together. Let's see, are you willing to share what you ask your host to post for daily posts? I created like an Evernote so I can kind of share that, and it's just kind of like different posts and pictures, but I change it up pretty regularly as I see like cool new participatory posts and stuff like that. So a lot of times I might even just have stuff like saved on my phone. But it's kind of an old one, so you can at least get an idea for sure. So I do participation drawing. I don't go crazy with the prizes. I do like one drawing at the end, and I do one for each party. So like each host has a win, like a participation winner. And I just kind of go through and I do like tickets, and I go through and I just kind of like the people you can just really tell that have been participating a lot, and search, and you know, because you can search on their names like on the search feature, and it'll tell you everything that they've commented on. So then I just kind of go through and I'm like, oh yeah, no, she was a serious participator. Okay, you know, because it's going to be the ones that participated the most that are really going to be your winners.
Right.
I've never had like to this point, I haven't had a host that's like, oh, I don't want to do that. They're like, oh, fun. And I always just say, this is the way I do my parties. It's really fun. And when I say Facebook has made some changes, and this means more participation equals more people see it, which equals they're always like, oh, okay, yeah. Like they aren't like, oh no, you know? And so I do games, I do prizes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I just add my prizes on at the end before we close, but I'm sure you could, you know, I mean, when you're on direct ship, I think you just kind of send your stuff out after the fact. So, but I don't think it would be a problem to do a group style like this and be on direct ship.
So somebody asked about seeing you either doing a practice party for us, or I don't know if it's possible. I guess you can't really add us into an old party, but I think basically, you know, if I'm hearing Sarah right, she's not doing anything differently than you're already doing in your virtual parties, other than combining everybody together.
Yeah, so I mean, I do nothing special. Like the same party experience that my people get at an in-person party, I really try to create that on my virtual party. And so, you know, the same kinds of things that I would say at my in-person party, those are the things that I'm saying in my posts. And like the same kind of tips that I give at my in-person parties, that's the kind of like tips that I'm giving. So it's like recipes, kitchen tips. We've got some silly games, drop a GIF, you know, like just, you know, kind of things. You can add more than one host to a group. Yeah, because you can set more than one person as an admin. And so you could have as many as you wanted. And so it's just the weekly. And then I change the name of the group, like as we're wrapping up, you know, 2 days left to order, 1 day left to order, last day. If we extend it by a day, which I usually do, because there's like, you know, always somebody dragging their feet like, oh, extended 1 day order, you know, so you can change that. Let's see. The hosts get introduced to each other on my group chat. Like, ladies, thank you so, you know, hosts, thank you so much for joining us. You know, we're going to be working together this week, blah, blah, blah. And I just name it like my amazing host for 5/12 to 5/15, or, you know, whatever the week is for the party.
Sarah, do you go live in your parties often?
Yes. Yeah. So I go live, and then I will take my live videos. Like, so I have like I'm passionate about grating your own cheese. So like I have like some different tips about cheese that I post, and then I kind of post about the quick prep food grater. And then I have like live from my main page that I share onto that page, like at a certain time. I like will plan my dinners accordingly for the week. Like, okay, all right, it's running through the week. I'm going to be home Wednesday night. What can we make in the quick cooker? And I'm making something in the quick cooker, you know, and I try to plan that. That's my quick cooker day that I've already kind of like featured the quick cooker. So yeah, but I'm big on going live and sharing my videos, even if it's like an already recorded video that I share like onto, because then it gets them going to my page as well to look at my other videos, because they're like, oh, this girl's got some videos. Because I always say like, oh, that's where you're gonna find all my videos. Let's see. Okay, I've lost. How do I handle?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Sorry, Sarah, it's Terry, and I can't type out because I'm in the car.
You're good.
So wonderful. You're amazing. I fell in love with you when we went to the retreat in January anyway. But my question is, I'm a heavy hitter with recruiting, and I really base a lot of that on the report.
Oh, you've gone wonky. Anybody got that?
Again, with
Yeah.
Mary? Mary, I don't know if you can hear me or if you just got, she may have just disconnected. I don't see her anymore.
Yeah.
Mary, you completely
Oh, I see her, but she's on.
isolated through that. So Your question was not at all received.
Heavy hitting on recruiting was the last thing I heard, and then it went.
Yep.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good. I'm sitting still for a second. All right. So my question is, I gain rapport with my host because, you know, it is 101. So how are you doing with recruiting, and what are you doing so that you can gain that rapport and recruit your hosts?
I think it's the same. I mean, I have individual messages with my hosts as well, because there's certain things that, you know, like you don't want to talk to the group about that you just talk to your one host about. So I think you have your group message where you're building rapport, and then you have your individual message where you're building that rapport as well. So it's just the same idea, whatever you're doing, but just putting it all into one group. So like Terry, if you're running 5 parties a week, however, because I know you're amazing at virtuals, you told me I need to step up my game. And so I think you just do that same thing. And yeah, like I'm absolutely like, you know, adding people, you know, and having them join, because they're like, oh, well, I could just put everybody in the same group and I only have to run one virtual. Oh, okay. I can run 1 party a week. So.
Well, and think about how this would work for those recruits that aren't quite qualified yet, or that haven't even started to qualify.
Yep.
If you could get them to do one show like this, you'd get them qualified in a week.
Well, and my next thing is I'm working on is a new consultant. Like as a new consultant, we're just starting them out with the mega party with like 4 hosts. And I'm like, okay, we're going to find 4 hosts, you know, and then we're going to get your launch party started. So like you said, in 1 week, like, you know, we're going to get it handled. And I'm like, oh, and if you end up having more than 4 people, that's totally fine too. But 4 is what we're looking for before, you know, Friday, so that we can start getting things, you know, set up and ready and blah, blah, blah.
Sarah, how long are your live videos?
Yeah, I was trying to go down the side here.
Yeah.
It depends on the day, honestly. Sometimes I might jump in if I'm, you know, it's just kind of stuff that I'm already making and I'm like, oh yeah, I could totally just share that real quick. You know, sometimes it might be 3 minutes. I might make whipped cream if I'm already doing that, or I might, you know, use the apple wedger, or, you know, something like that. Or if I'm like, oh, I'm making dinner, I might, like today, I was like, oh, I need to make some boiled eggs. And I was like, I could walk them through how to, you know, set up the quick cooker with boiled eggs. And, you know, that could be kind of easy, or show them the racks. I don't know. Like, I'm just already thinking of the things that I'm doing today that I want to share with them. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like something super planned out. And I find that people like real life more than, you know, the fully put together Sarah. If I'm like, okay guys, I just got home from, you know, running errands and I was getting ready to start making dinner. And I thought, why don't I share this with you guys? And I'd love to, you know, just share with, you know, how we use a couple of these products that we've been talking about today and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh yeah. And they jump on and, you know, questions and comments and stuff like that. So
yesterday on our brainstorming call that we were talking about how long live videos should be. And Gretchen Thompson shared that she'd taken a training with Bob Heilig.
mm-hmm.
And his recommendation is a 3-minute minimum, because the duration of your video gets seen by more people if you're on longer. And you want to ask them to comment in your video, because that gets you higher up in the algorithm. And I shared how great Panda has always done with, you know, if you're watching this, I can't tell that you're there, give me some love, show me some hearts. And those heart emojis or smiley emojis, any of those emojis count as comments too. So I think, you know, where Sarah really excels, and she does a lot of live videos, and every time I see her pop in, I watch, because I learn something every time. But, you know, that was just, I've always said 3 minutes max. And now, you know, with things like you said, changing with Facebook, that 5 minute, you know, 3 minute is now a minimum, not a max.
Well, and the thing that I've also found is, so like you ask these questions, you want people to comment, you know, like I was making pancakes the other day and I used the batter mixer and dispenser and I'm like, okay guys, tell me what your favorite toppings are. Like, what are you putting on your pancakes? Like, they're going to comment. Well, then you don't want to like, heart, whatever their comment the same day that you comment. Like, you want to comment, ask a question so that they're commenting back, and that which pushes you back up in the algorithm. And then like 2 days later, you want to go back through and heart, like, haha, whatever, like on their comment, because then that pushes you back into the feed again. Or if there was somebody that you think would love that video, like tag at so-and-so, hey, did you check out this video? I know we just got you this product or something. Again, now you're back into the feed. I got some pineapple video that I made last year at Tracy Barron's retreat, that anytime somebody buys a pineapple wedger and they're like, well, I know how to use it, I'm like, I'll tag you in my video. I think it's got over 3,000 views because it just keeps going back into my feed. And people, and they're like, are you in Florida? You have long hair. I'm like, that video is 1.5 years old. But it's still got a bunch of great information in it, and they can, you know, take advantage of that. So even sharing those, like the link, I'll put those in my posts, so then people are going and checking out those videos as well. So
awesome. Sarah, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
That was awesome. Now, I have to ask all of you to raise your right hand with me, please. You don't have to turn yourself on to like, I don't need to hear you say this, but I want to ask you to take a pledge that you're going to try this without friend requesting Sarah. I know you love her probably like I do, but she does not need 500 new friends who are going to drag her down with questions, because she is way too kind to not want to help you and answer. So please, please, please don't friend request her. Take your virtual parties that you're doing now and just try it. Give it a shot and do it within the next 2 weeks. And then I'd love to hear back how it went for you. Because it truly is a brilliant idea.
Well, and I would just tell you guys, I saw, oh, Jennifer, do you have any connection with your host or guest? No, I don't. Honestly, I find more connection with my guests because more people are seeing things. People see a post and 40 people are seeing it and commenting and liking, and you know, that's way more participation than I was ever getting when you have one host that added people, and even if they get 30 people in the group, the number of those people that actually commented and liked and did stuff like that was pretty minimal. So.
Well, and I would also guess, Sarah, that because you have more time, because you're not doing 4 shows a week, you only have one place to comment, so you would have more time to work with your hosts, you know, to try and build that relationship.
Yeah, and like more, you only have to set up one party a week. Like, you're not having to set up 4, 5, 6 parties. Like, you know, and you can kind of mix things up a little bit without being like, oh, which party did I do that on? Which, you know, like I'll say, oh, I'm going to change a couple of days this week, and I'm just changing it, and I can go back and, you know, look at my different weeks that was all the same thing, you know, for that week and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. You're a smart cookie, Miss Sarah.
Oh, well, it's just ideas that I'd heard floating around, and I thought, you know, because I heard this a while back, that one gal that I knew that was just kind of smaller, she was doing one mega party a month, and that was like for all of her hosts and blah, blah, and I was like, why wouldn't I do that? And so then I kind of just ran with it. So anyway, are your videos, let's see, my videos, some of them I put on YouTube, but I just make all of my videos public on Facebook, so then I can share them at any time. I can just share the link right into my group. I can download them really quick and then upload them into the group if I want to schedule it to post at a certain time. So I really just started utilizing that so I could really on how many people were viewing my videos. Like I wanted to have a better gauge instead of going between YouTube and the two places. But I do upload a lot of home offices videos that they provide for us to my YouTube channel. That's one thing, if you guys aren't doing, you need a YouTube channel, you need to upload your own videos. You don't need to be using links from everybody else's YouTube, like to post on your, I don't know, that's just a pet peeve of mine. Like when I'm checking out things and people are linking their Facebook or YouTube videos, you know, to everybody in their sister's YouTube, like have your own channel, have your own videos, and you have your website on there. So that's all I got.
I think that's all we got. Thank you, Miss Sarah. That was amazing. Round of applause, round of applause.
Well, thank you guys. I hope it helps. And, you know, if I would love to hear things that are working for you, because, you know, it's just still new to me. I've only been doing it since the first part of the year and just kind of trying to, you know, keep fine tuning it. And so if there's things that I find, I'll totally share them with Robin that she can pass along to you guys as well. So I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. I have to go to the dentist. I'm not excited about it. I need to hear.
Nobody should be excited about that, Sarah.
Right.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank
Have a great day,
you.
everybody.
Thank you.